Howdy, it's Jim Morado, and this is July 2021. We're in Walnut Creek, Ohio, in front of the Carlisle Inn, one of my favorite places to relax on the planet. And we are about to take a buggy ride, an Amish buggy ride, with Lester and his horse King. I did ask him if it was okay if I had my camera on me. I told him I wouldn't videotape him at all. He was fine with it, so here we are.
But it's not far from old.
Okay, okay.
When I was a little kid growing up in western Kentucky, we had a pony, and he was Speedy. His name was Speedy, and I loved him. And I liked him. My dad would put me on him. I was like 5, and he'd make him buck. And I loved it. I think the horse liked it too. We had a good time, you know?
Yeah, they're a smart animal. You can do a lot of, now, I grew up down here in the valley about 1.5 miles from town, but we had a double gray team for our farm work, and I'm sure they weren't as big as King was, you know, for the farm work, but the lead horse especially was very well trained. We had a little sled that we used to haul things around, you know, and I could hook him to the sled and sit on the sled or stand on it and just tell him where to go and chee and haul with no reins at all.
Oh. Wow.
He understood the language better than a lot of women. But we did a lot of plowing with no reins.
Oh yeah.
You know, the lead horse would walk in the furrow, and yeah, you could just tell him where to go, chee and haul.
That's great.
Yeah.
And again, we were just took a little buggy ride. It's $6.50 a person for, probably a 20-minute, half an hour buggy ride, and it is absolutely worth it. Make sure you tip Lester if you go there, but they're just good, sweet little people. And you might have to struggle to hear what we're saying a little bit. You might want to turn the volume up, but I really enjoyed talking to Lester, and he told us some great stories. Yeah.
What type of horse is King?
He is actually a crossbred.
Is it?
He's on the one side, he's a Dutch harness.
Okay.
Which is actually an import from Holland.
Okay, okay.
The other side, I don't know. Possibly a Bertrand farm horse.
Okay.
Something that gives him good size.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's very tall.
Yeah. The Dutch harness can be very, very classy. Yeah, he shows some class, but he's too big and clumsy to be really classy. But yeah, he's not a fast horse, but he's a good-looking horse.
He's beautiful. He really is beautiful.
Okay, let's get moving, King. Come on.
It's a really pleasant day today.
Yeah, but he was kind of pulling everyone to go to the barn.
And like I mentioned, I did want to just keep the camera away from Lester, to be respectful. I did ask him again if it was okay if I had my camera out. He was like, "Oh, sure," and I just told him I wouldn't film towards him. And he was good about that. So this is what you might see on an Amish buggy ride if you go to Walnut Creek, Ohio. And to our left is the popular restaurant Der Dutchman. Always has a little bit of a line to get in.
There really have not been the amount of people here in town that I expected today.
Yeah, it's we were here last year over the 4th. Was it last year? Yeah, and it was pretty hopping, if I remember correctly.
Very busy.
Now, probably it has to do with the fact that yesterday and today back at Mount Hope, which is about 8 miles from here, we have what's known as Horse Progress Day. And they expect about 30,000 people there.
Oh my goodness.
town isn't as big as Walnut Creek, so...
Wow.
We came up here to buy some peaches earlier, and they're closed. Yeah, they were open last year at this time, weren't they?
Yes,
So last year
they were.
Probably not at this time, I wouldn't think.
They may have just opened up.
Yeah,
It was...
They were open in April until the apple supply got on. Then they closed up, and they'll be open, I think, about the middle of July. Before their own peaches get ready, but I imagine there'll be other places will have shipped in peaches, so they will too.
Yeah.
Last year they got very little amount of peaches from their own trees, but they sold a lot of shipped in. I imagine there's a market about a mile west of town on 39. I would imagine they'd have peaches. Shipped in peaches.
Yeah. It was last year, maybe the year before. I remember we bought a lot of stuff from them because they had good prices and they had good stuff.
Yeah, but at this time they're usually closed.
Okay.
I think last year it was more like the last of July that they opened up.
So maybe we went up 2 years ago.
Yeah, it could have been.
These are peach trees here, and they're loaded this year. Last year they didn't do much.
We usually come up about once a year. Last year we came up over the 4th. I might be thinking of a different year, but
Yeah.
this is an area we've talked about retiring at some point. We love this area. My wife used to live in Mesopotamia with her family years ago, but
prices are pretty high here for. I had a lady on last week, and when we talked about land prices, and she said, "Well, there goes her dream of buying a 100-acre farm in there."
oh,
Just open land is getting so high.
Is it?
yeah.
Yeah. 30,000 if you can find it.
Yeah.
How much would that get you? How many acres?
1 acre. Wow.
Yeah. Now, just west of town, the west end of town, it's just a little bit short of 2 acres, and it's an older house, and not really a big house, but and then a good-sized shop or storage, and that sold at auction last week for $470,000.
Wow.
And I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if they'd take the house and the existing building away and put a big big store of some kind.
Yeah, it's just great talking to Lester. He's talking about, he mentioned an event going on that might have drawn some of the crowd out of town over the holiday weekend. And then, obviously, we're talking a little bit about, people moving to the area and land value and that sort of thing. This is, I always fantasize about when I retire, and this is one of maybe 5 places that I think would be a great place to retire. And, yeah, he was talking about some recent sales of land in the area, which this is still a pretty area, and I'm still thinking about retiring there someday.
How far do you live from town now?
About 3 miles.
3 miles?
Yeah. It's the same valley that I grew up in, but further west.
Okay.
We're a little bit closer to Berlin than to Walnut Creek.
Okay.
Actually, the road that goes past our place ends up at the Berlin Water Tower.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And real quick, just let me point out to you on the right, really just out of view there, we passed the sign, is the little orchard peach place we mentioned earlier. They have really good peaches. They have good deals. Yeah, as we talked about though, it seems like they probably open in late July, and they're very seasonal, but that's a great place. We had lunch at Park Street Pizza. You ever go out there? Park Street Pizza
And Sugar Creek.
I just think they have good pizza. We went last time and I loved it. I said next time we go back we got to go to that pizza place.
I'm not all that much of a pizza.
Oh, okay.
My family is.
Yeah. Well, tell them about Park Street Pizza. It's great. And we like Wall House Coffee, the little Wall House Coffee place. It's, we always try to go to there when we come to town. We like Rebecca's too, but we're not going to be able to fit it in on this trip.
I've never eaten there. My wife has. She says it's good food.
Have you had a lot of hot weather yet this summer?
Yeah, early this week I didn't run when it was up to 90 or more.
Yeah. Today's beautiful though.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure till Monday or Tuesday I think you're calling for 90 again, just one day.
Okay.
Do you know what happened to, I can't think of his name, I used to know it. There was a guy in Sugar Creek who used to do, like buggy rides. He would do it just for tips, and he had like a big wagon.
Wagon rides.
Okay, Charm?
Was it Charm?
John.
Oh, John. His name was John, I believe, yes.
John Charm.
Did he just stop doing it, or?
I think he died in the last year.
Oh.
I hate to hear that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he would, that was great. We would bring up, we had other couples that came with us a few times, and that was, I know maybe I remember we were here maybe 5 years ago, and we went down there and I saw the wagon with a for sale sign on it or something. I was like, oh, he must not be doing that. And I just... Did you know him well?
Not really well, no.
Yeah, I know, we would usually, ride around town once with them, and there'd be sometimes a lot of people, and some of them, maybe slightly inappropriate or not respectful, and he handled it well.
Last year, I did some buggy rides, but not full time at all. And but other than that, we didn't go away very much.
Yeah.
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 And then especially last winter, we basically stayed home, and we actually, I'm not sure how long a stretch there that we didn't have church services.
Last year was just a strange year for everybody.
Yeah, it was. But I think they kind of overdid it as far as keeping the schools closed.
Yes,
I don't
yeah.
think that was a good idea.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Although some of the schools, it probably doesn't make much difference if they're open or closed.
That's true.
That's the best joke I've heard all year.
You know, it's gotten to the point where I used to pity the students with some of the teachers that they had, and I also pity the teachers because of some of the students.
Yeah.
You know, there's surely a lot of kids that really have very little instruction, and and also, you know.
Yeah, and I hope you don't mind. I'm going to chat a little bit as we again on the left go by the little peach place that I pointed out earlier. We're about to go past it again.
Like coming out of
Yeah, we were just having a great time, and this is so relaxing to me. Just this little buggy ride we took, and you know, the Carlisle Inn, where we started our buggy ride, where we'll end it, and where we stayed over the weekend. They you can get rooms with a nice little balcony overlooking the road, and you can watch, you know, Lester and some of the other Amish go by in their horse and buggies, and I find that so relaxing. It's something that you know, if I'm in a stressful situation or something, sometimes I just imagine that I'm in Walnut Creek, Ohio, watching buggies go by on a balcony at Carlisle Inn.
They're finding new ways of doing things, and actually, we're very blessed with our information system, but it's also a curse in a way.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
it gets misused too much.
Yes, yeah. But I'm grateful they told me if I ever move, I can take the job with me. So, you know, if my wife ever finds another job somewhere else, well, I don't have to look for a new job. I can just take the job and...
We find ways of coping.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and we go on. We continue down the road with Lester and King. Yeah, I wanted to mention a few things. I brought up Park Street Pizza and Wallhouse Coffee earlier, and if I haven't already, I'm about to put up videos about both of those places. Those are just great places to eat when you're in the area, and so is Rebecca's. We mentioned Rebecca's Bistro too. We love that place. Yeah, and just real quick, I do have some audio issues. A couple of cars go by, and it kind of messed my microphones up a little bit. And I know some of the audio here is kind of hard to hear anyway, so I just wanted to mention, again, before this video ends, I wanted to mention a few things I really like in this area, besides the peach place we already passed, and Rebecca's Bistro. We're going to pass it on the left here in just a moment. But there's a really cool antique mall, just a walking distance from the Carlisle Inn and Rebecca's and Der Dutchman. I forget the name of that antique mall right now, but I always find something in there You know, I like little travel related knickknacks, local items, and I have, every time I've gone in there, I've found something that I've got to bring back for my collection. And you know, I collect small things, small cheap things mostly, and they always have something that really fits. I've bought some political buttons and some other local items to this area. I found an old clock that I remembered, one like my mom used to have. Oh, and I also found a promotional Snapple baseball clock, which was really cool. I bought it fairly cheap, and I need to fix it up a little bit. It probably needs a little paint on it, but it's a really, really cool clock. And yeah, and there's several really nice shops that we'll pass up here on the left too. I've seen a couple come and go, but there are some that I mean, my wife really likes a lot. There's a particular store up here, I don't know how to describe it, but my wife likes it a lot, and it's yeah, it's just really pretty inside. They have a couple of staircases, you know, like with other businesses right here in Walnut Creek and in this whole kind of Amish, you know, Berlin and Sugar Creek area. You know, none of the businesses are in old, you know, kind of unclean strip mall type locations. All of the businesses are clean and classy. I wouldn't call them snooty upscale, but they have nicer things, and it's always fun just looking, even if you don't buy things. But we almost always find gifts for people when we're at these little shops up ahead. Also, if I haven't mentioned it already, I'll put up a video if I haven't done it by now, but the Carlisle Inn here in Walnut Creek, and I believe the one in Sugar Creek does this too. When you check in, they give you just a little kind of envelope thing of coupons for local businesses. And if you go and you check in, make sure you look through that, because there are some good coupons. And one thing that I always look forward to is they give you a coupon for a free metal ornament at Wendell August Forge. And that's just something really cool, and it's something that I personally really look forward to. It's just really, really cool. And it's a nice little metal ornament, kind of almost like a medallion, and they'll have some sort of, usually kind of Amish country type image on it. And it's always it's definitely worth a stop. And I like Wendell August Forge too. And yeah, just the same. If I haven't done it already, I'll put up a video of the Wendell August Forge showroom that they have here in the area over in the Berlin area. And they have some really, really cool, if you like Christmas ornaments and, you know, kind of silver and metal, you know, images. They do lots of plates. They do some like bookmarks. They always have really cool designs on them. And yeah, that's just kind of cool. Also, that there are, not to make another Gatlinburg comparison, but they do have like a Comedy Barn show, and there's a couple of other theater shows in the area. We have not done those yet. We always mean to, but we haven't made it to any of them yet. But that's definitely something I want to do in the very near future.
Restaurant smells so good that makes me hungry. Maybe it's Dear Dutchman.
Do you ever eat at Dear Dutchman?
Oh yeah.
We were here. We were with another family several years ago, and there was it was a crowded night. It was very busy as always, and they had a
Not much of a line there.
no. But there was an Amish family and a non-Amish family kind of sat next to each other, and there was a difference. The Yankee family was all over the place. The kids were running around, they were screaming, and we all noticed how well behaved the Amish family was. You know, they were enjoying their food, they were having a nice family moment.
I think probably they have the same problem a lot of other businesses do. get enough help.
Yes, yes, yeah. That's everywhere.
Yeah, and that was the end of our ride. We're back at the Carlisle Inn. You'll have to forgive that little smudge of dirt that it was on my lens. I don't think it takes away from the video, but looking back at it now, man, I wish I'd caught that. I try to clean my lens off as much as I can, but I didn't. We tipped Lester and thanked him for the ride. But yeah, get to Walnut Creek, stay at the Carlisle Inn, and make sure you enjoy a buggy ride.